Hello and welcome to the Pain Relief Masterclass for neck, shoulders, elbows, and wrists, where you will learn 10 sweet spots for better sleep. First of all, I would like to extend a huge congratulations to everyone for watching and being proactive in taking charge of your health. I really do believe that we need to take responsibility for our own health care. It is so important to use a team when it comes to our health and our well-being, and we are the pivotal part of all of that. Your willingness to be open to learn the self-care tips that I'll be sharing with you today will benefit you and your loved ones. Yes, you can actually share this info with your family and your friends. And in this masterclass, you will be learning acupressure points to quickly treat any aches or pains as they arise, and especially in the middle of the night. And you'll discover how easy it is to do, and the results will speak for themselves. You will leave with a renewed sense of hope and transformation that will get you back to living your life to the fullest. And you'll have access to the guidebook to help you find the points and track your progress. Check out the link below. And I've got it here. And you will have access to that. It will get delivered right into your inbox. So my name is Carly Penfold. I have been a holistic practitioner since 2009. I combine my experience with Shiatsu Acupressure, Reiki, energy healing, chakra balancing, singing bowls, and tarot card readings to teach online courses for holistic healing. And I share tips that have literally worked for hundreds of my clients over the past decade, longer than that. And in 2015, I founded the Holistic Market and Psychic Fair, and I held over 40 live events supporting the holistic community. And I also created an online summit which featured expert panelists addressing health and wellness topics, healing circles, and collective readings. Being immersed in holistic healing, I find that the effectiveness of recovery and self-care is optimized when both the physical and the energetic bodies are supported. And believe me, I have been exposed and experienced and tried multiple modalities, and I see that they work. It is so important that you find something that works for you, and when you find something, stick with it. I am also on the faculty of the Metaphysical School, and I have a video course on whole body balance to balance the meridians and the organs, which I also include in my holistic healing transformation program. Now, I am also a fan of essential oils, and I love helping people discover the top ingredients to avoid in your home for a toxin-free environment to help protect your family, because we really are the gatekeepers to what enters into our home and also enters into our bodies. I do broadcast a weekly holistic living show that broadcasts on Facebook and YouTube, and I bring in guests and tips for, you guessed it, holistic living. And fun fact about me, I am a competitive pickleball player and ref, and I do enjoy biking along Okanagan Lake as I am in the Okanagan Valley in BC, Canada. Now, I have been using acupressure and essential oils to give relief for myself for a number of things. When I first picked up playing pickleball was a few years ago, and there's a lot of running involved in that, a lot of movement happening. We are playing for at least 2 hours at a stretch, a lot of short bursts of movement, a lot of action happening in the arms. We see a lot of hardware out there on elbow support, and this is actually what has inspired me to do this particular masterclass, because I know that my friends who play pickleball are definitely going to benefit from this, but also those that are suffering from neck and shoulder pain through the elbow, through the wrist. All of these points I'll be sharing with you today are going to give you immediate relief. And because they can be done at any time of day, particularly if this is something that comes up at night and is keeping you up at night, you'll be able to use these tips and techniques that I share with you today to get instant relief. You won't have to wait till the morning. You won't have to wait to book in for a massage appointment or anything like that. You're going to have these tools literally at your fingertips. And when I was playing pickleball, after the first year, I was getting a lot of achiness in my hip. And it just wasn't going away. And I was in tournaments. I needed to be at my optimal level. And I was finding that it was slowing me down. And I was experiencing a lot of pain at night as well. It seems to always come out worse in the night. And I went to see various practitioners, and eventually I ended up at my doctor again. And I said, I think I need an x-ray. My chiro suggested it. So he got the x-ray, and sure enough, I remember being in his office, in the doctor's office. It was all stark with that fluorescent lighting. And I was just waiting and wondering, like, what are the results going to be with this x-ray result? And the cold chair was on my arms, and I just really remembering being back there right now. And my doctor opened up the door, and he came in, and I was sitting there looking up at him. I'm like, okay, what's happening here in my hip? Like, what's going on? And he looked at me and he said, you have the beginning signs of osteoarthritis. And my heart just sank. I couldn't believe it. Like, I'm not even 50 yet. And here he is talking to me about having a hip replacement down the road. And I thought to myself, you know what? I left there and decided right then and there that I was going to take all the information, pain relieving techniques, holistic care, and I was going to apply that to myself because I wanted to continue playing pickleball. I wanted to get myself better. Pickleball was something that my partner and I have been doing as a couple thing. This was our time out together. We're having fun. It's very, very social. We've made a ton of friends in the pickleball world. So it wasn't just about not being able to play anymore, but it was about losing the social aspect of that, watching my partner go off and play when I wouldn't be. And that moment I was like, I am going to take everything that I've learned and apply this to myself so that I can continue doing this sport for the next 10 or 20 years. So if anybody has experienced something like this, maybe not exactly like this, but maybe some kind of pain in some degree that has slowed you down from doing what you love, has that been you? Let me know. Because no one should ever have to live with pain when there are natural and free solutions that can help or even ease it and eliminate it altogether. I used these tips and applied them to myself, and within 6 months, I was back to playing. I now limit myself as to the number of hours in a day and number of times in a week, but I am now back and able to play with a lot less pain. Has it gone away altogether? No, but it's manageable. And I'm not popping pills every day to manage it either. I'm trying to use as much non-toxic ways of healing myself. And I hope if this resonates with you, that you're going to keep watching and you're going to learn from some of these tips I'm sharing with you today, and you can put these into practice right away, which is my goal, is to get this information out to as many people as possible, because in this masterclass, I'll be sharing points that are going to relieve pain in your neck, in your shoulders, your elbows, and your wrists. I'm going to share how to locate them, what to do with them, and along with other tips that I've learned, you're going to have so much information that has also helped hundreds of my clients to relieve their pain. And you're going to have that along with your guidebook. You'll be able to follow along, and I'll share some tips in there too, but you will have enough information from this masterclass as well as this guidebook that you will be able to start implementing self-care for yourself right away. Now, sometimes some of my clients have also had old injuries that keep returning. Some of them can be acute, like they just injured themselves a day or two ago. So first off, it is important to recognize your team. Please seek out medical attention if you feel that is necessary. The points I'm sharing with you are not a magic cure. They are acupressure points that when used consistently will bring relief. You will learn that acupressure actually does work. And it is easy to do. It's non-invasive, and it really only takes a few minutes each day. In fact, the hard part is when you start to feel better, you're going to forget that you have the pain, and then you may start to forget to do the points on yourself every day. But there is an accountability chart in here that I'll be sharing with you on tracking your progress. And in it gives you some framework to work with on writing on a scale as to how you're feeling. And then after day 1, after day 3, day 7, day 21, you'll be able to track it in there. So that's in the guidebook. Make sure you download that and access that. It'll be actually sent right to your email inbox. And in my holistic healing program, I actually dive a lot deeper into the meridians that we'll just briefly be touching on today. I also do some guided meditations and remote healing sessions and other tips for holistic healing and self-care within my holistic healing program. So what you're going to experience in this masterclass is just a little bit of what I do on a bigger picture scale. Okay. Now, before we go further, I'm actually going to share some testimonials from some of the people that have taken, I did a Facebook series earlier this year, and along the lines of the same points. So I'm going to share with you some of those with you right now. So this one is from Erin Kimberly, and she said, my sleep app said I got 100% sleep last night after doing the points. That's a first. So this is a still shot from the Facebook series live that I did. And this is Erin's review right after doing them. And so here's another one that is from Arlana. The fingers laced process is a great stretch. I'll be getting to that soon. Miriam has said, excellent information. Thanks, Carly. And my final testimonial from these acupressure point series that I'm going to be sharing with you is Erin again. And she said she's feeling less tension in the neck now. So that's just an example of the kind of benefits that you can expect to receive. So what we're going to actually be looking for are what's called bowls or subos. And those are indentations in our bodies because that's where the energy gets closer to the surface. Now, there are 12 main meridians that lead to different organs, and they have bilateral points on both sides of the body, except for 2 of them, and those are in the center and straight down the back. So other than that, the points we'll be talking about will be the same on both sides. For example, on the wrist will be on the left as well as the right, bilaterally. And when there's balance in the meridians, the energy is able to freely flow to support the organs for optimal functioning. So what we're tapping into is the energy source that's known as qi in China. In Japan is known as ki. East India is known as prana. Essentially, it's a recognized life force that is in us. It's within us as humans, and it's also in animals too. But we're going to focus on people today. Now, the size of these acupressure points is about between a dime and a quarter. So they're not pinpoints. So we have a lot of room to work with. And the goal is to balance the qi in these points. So it'll either be activating them or sedating them, depending on where your body's at. And the finger pressure will be light to start with, and then gradually going deeper, and then releasing lightly out again. Ultimately, we will be bringing balance by unblocking the dams that are obstructing the energy flow And these blockages are released when you can start to feel a pulse in the point. Now, the causes of these blockages can include emotional, energetic blocks, as well as physical conditions. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm going to start off first with the neck and the shoulders. So I'm going to share a slide with you here on the gallbladder meridian. Now you're going to see that there are some essential oils that are on the side here that support these meridians. Now these support them as a whole. This is something I get into a little bit deeper in my holistic healing program, in my holistic healing transformation program. Now this is a gallbladder meridian. You can see the cute little guy on the side there with the green lines all over him. That's how big this meridian is. And we won't be going into the balancing point on this one yet, but I just wanted to share that I kind of swiped it from my other my other presentation because I wanted to share that with you here today. Now the other one is going to be on the bladder meridian, and that's this one here. Now this one comes and starts at the eyes and comes down our back twice, and then down the back of the legs and ends at the pinky toe. And the other one is going to show you is this one here. Okay, so these are the ones we will be looking at today. Gallbladder 20, bladder 10, gallbladder 21, and large intestine 14 as well. So these are the points that I'm going to share with you, how to find them, what to do with them, and this is actually included in your guidebook. You will have these charts you will have these charts here available when you download. So don't worry about having to see that again, because you'll be able to get that right in front of you right away. So the first one is the gallbladder 20. It's the gates of consciousness, and it's actually located at the back of the head, and it's at the base of the skull. The bladder 10 is the celestial pillar. And we're going to use these and do a neck press exercise with them. So as you can see, this is showing it on like the front of the image, is showing the front of the person, but the gallbladder 20 and the bladder 10 points are actually on the back of the body. So I've positioned these to where you'd kind of see them there. It would be at the back of your neck and at the back of your skull. The gallbladder 20, you're going to use our thumbs and look along the ridge of the base of the skull. Tipping your neck up can really help to find this point, and your thumbs should actually be able to fit right into that tsubo or that bowl there, and tipping up a little bit, we'll be able to get more feel of where that is. And then going down to the bladder 10 point, that one is in the ropey muscles at the back of the neck. So to access both of these, we're going to interlace our fingers, put them around the back of your neck here, and do a slight squeeze. So the action is squeezing together like this. So that's the action. We're going to do that to help relieve the neck tension. We're activating these points at the same time and giving yourself some time to just relax through this and focus on the breathing. Deep breath in, and we bring in healing, energetic, positive energy. And on each exhale, we're going to be releasing and letting go of any tension, tightness, stress that's in the areas that we're focusing on. And that will help to bring more balance in and sync our breathing with our energy that we have within us. Okay. The second one is on the large intestine point. The next exercises we're going to be doing involve the gallbladder 21 and large intestine 14. And the first one, gallbladder 21, is on the top of the shoulder. So we'll be taking our hand and just using the palm of the hand, just overlaying that on the top. The other hand will come around. You're going to come off the top of your shoulder, down the arm, where you feel the muscle comes into a bit of a V here. I'm not that ripped, so I can't, you won't see that on me. But we're going to hold that with the fingertips. in this area. And this one on the arm is a very tender point. So you will find that if you're in the right spot, it will be feeling a little bit on the tender side. So holding these two together in conjunction with each other is how we're going to do this one. This is an excellent shoulder release. So if you're woken up in the middle of the night and you're feeling a lot of tension in through this area, this is something that you can do as you're lying in bed still without needing to get up. And you will be able to get some tension release through here. So it's on the top of the shoulders, right in around that area, and down the arm here. If you're not 100% sure where it is, use the palm of your hand entirely, and this will still give some relief. So this one you'll be using and holding these points together, taking a deep breath in and exhaling, and switching to the other side. So on the opposite side, down the opposite arm, holding those together, deep breath in, deep breath out, and release. So that takes care of the gallbladder 20, bladder 10 with the neck stretch, gallbladder 21, and large intestine 14 with the shoulder release. Those are the points for that one. Now, I am going through this a little bit quickly, so you may need to come back and watch this again. And we will be moving on to the elbows next. So actually, one of the things that I want to mention on the tracking your progress, before you start doing all of these exercises, be sure that you go ahead and download this guidebook and start to write in here like where your pain is now. You can use the diagrams at the top to mark in where you're feeling your pain, where you need release from pain and tension, any numbness or any skin problems, how long you plan to do acupressure with yourself each day. And then on a scale of 1 to 10, there is a scale here that you can use on day 1, day 3, day 7, and day 21. So that's going to be really useful for you to help remind you to do this each day, as well as to actually see how you're progressing. Okay, so this next one we're going to do is for the elbows, and I'm going to show you another overlay for the elbow meridians and the points that we will be looking at for them. Here it is, large intestine again, large intestine 11 and large intestine 4. Those are the 2 points that we'll be using, and I'll show you next how to actually access those. So the first one, the large intestine 11, is called Crooked Pond. To find that, we come off the top of the shoulder and down into the elbow, into the little crook, and it's above, it's not on the bone, it's more inwards of the bone. And this as well will be another bit of an indentation. This one's quite large as well. As you can actually see my finger going right into my elbow there. So that's kind of the spot that you're going to be looking for. It's quite squishy. So this one is called Crooked Pond because it's like we have a waterfall coming off of our arm and down into the crook, and that's our crooked pond. So this is one of the points. And large intestine 4, joining of the valleys. This is one that many people are actually quite familiar with. It's right here in the hand, and it is in between the thumb and the pointer finger. So not in the little webby part, but you want to go into more of the meaty part of the hand. This one, you want to angle the pressure towards the pointer finger. So when we're here, you're going to angle the pressure towards the bone in your pointer finger. So that's the direction. This one is useful as a downwards button. So people needing energy to come down. So whether that's neck and shoulder tension, or say you've got a headache, or you have constipation, you need things to get moving down and out. Now I want to add in a caution here. Do not use this if you are pregnant. You can choose to do so if you want to, if it's beyond your due date. Other than that, there are some precautions with some of these points, and that's a big one. Because we want to, this is what encourages energy to come downwards. So using these 2 points, We are actually going to do a bit of a self-massage. So from the large intestine 11, and we're going to do some squeezing while moving from the elbow down to the hand and ending on this large intestine point here, pausing for a moment, taking a deep breath in, exhaling, and feeling for a pulse. Now, the pulse can start to be felt if you have a lighter pressure. It can take some practice, and this is something I encourage people to do. So next one will be on the wrists. Here are the wrist points. We've got P6, which is pericardium 6, triple warmer 5, pericardium 7, and triple warmer 4. Now these points are going to be used in conjunction with each other. And remember, this is in your guidebook. Be sure that you go ahead and get that delivered to you so you can follow along with this later. These points are okay, there we have the pericardium 7, the great mound, and it's on the inside of the middle of the wrist crease. And the other one is if we laser between them, we'll be able to get them both at once. So let's find one on the outside of the wrist crease. There'll be a bit of an indentation right in that wrist crease. Use your thumb, come around the other side. You should be able to move your wrist freely like this. Of course, if you have any pain, we don't want to make more pain. The point of this is to decrease it. So whatever your comfort level is, holding these two together. And breathing in, deep breath, exhaling, releasing, and letting go. And now we're going to go to the next one. And this is a little bit further down the forearm. We're going to use one of your hands as a measuring tool, and it's 3 finger widths from the wrist crease. And what I like about Shiatsu and acupressure, Shiatsu is massage with acupressure points, is that these points are applicable to whatever size body you have. So if this is a child, you use their 3 fingers of measurement. If this is an adult, use the adult size for measurement. So we're going to use our own here, and 3 finger widths from the wrist crease, from the acupressure point in there, and right in here, in between the bones, and lasering through to the other side. Again, in the middle of the forearm is where we'll find this. Using those two together, using some pressure in here. If you're not 100% sure, remember, what do? Use more than one finger. use 3 of them, and one of those should be landing on it. And same with the other side there. You'll be able to feel for where that lies, where it's not on a bone, but it's in the softer tissue on the inner forearm there. Okay, so there is the other combination of points. And I'm just going to pop that back up again here. So that's where we were. We were in between these bones that you can see on the skeletal figure, and also in between all the muscular tendons and everything that are on there that you see on the muscular guy. And those are the 2 that we'll be using in conjunction with each other. So the 2 together in the wrist, 3 finger widths up, another point, lasering through using the thumb and finger for the other set of points there. Now this is good for relieving carpal tunnel and carpal tunnel pain or tendonitis, and is good for any kind of wrist pain. And I do see this a lot in pickleball because there's a lot of wrist flicking, and certainly for the elbows as well. It will help relieve any tennis elbow or pickleball elbow, as I call it, for my pickleball friends. Okay. Now, these are the ones that we're going to now use all together and do it in one continuous motion of massage, self-massage and self-care here. So let's start. Neck press, deep breath in, exhaling, deep breath out. Now we're going to do the shoulder release. on the top of the shoulder and partway down the outer arm. Deep breath in, exhaling, breath out. Now I am going through these quickly, so when you're doing this on your own, I'd encourage you to take 1 to 3 minutes per exercise. So 1 to 3 minutes, 1 to 3 minutes on your neck and shoulders, 1 to 3 minutes doing this right now with the shoulder release. Then we're going to activate the elbows with the points in the crooked pond, and then doing some self-massage and grabbing all of those other points down and ending in the hand. Remembering your deep breathing and exhaling, and then doing the same thing down the opposite arm and ending again on the hand point. So now we've released through the neck and the shoulders. We've activated some acupressure points along the meridians. We're bringing that all the way down to the arms and fully releasing it with this downward button through the large intestine point on the hands. Okay. So if you would like to learn more specific tips about what you're experiencing, I actually have a few per month. I open up a few of these per month, a pain relief breakthrough session with myself. And it's a video call, and I will go one-on-one with you to help relieve one specific pain point that you're experiencing. This is a video call, and it's something that I like to do to introduce people to it, because often people have questions, or you might have something that's beyond what I've covered in this masterclass. Acupressure works for a variety of pain relieving techniques and tips that I know work, because I have seen them work with hundreds of my clients. So in the video call, the purpose of that is to help relieve your specific pain that you are experiencing, because no one should ever have to live with pain when there's natural and free solutions that can really help to ease it or even eliminate it altogether. So if you are serious about taking charge of your health and well-being, and this masterclass really resonates with you, then I do invite you to book a pain relief breakthrough consultation with myself. It is $120 value, but it is free. The first one is free for those that are wishing to pursue that. And I will bring up a slide right now on how you can actually book that. It's a pain relief breakthrough session with customized tips for holistic healing with myself, Carly Penfold. I am a holistic coach, and you can book that through the bit.ly link here, bit.ly book with Carly. Make sure that you capitalize the B, W, and C so that you get taken to the right one. That's my bit.ly link, book with Carly, and I'll be sure to make sure that you can book directly through that and choose a time that's going to work best for you. So by participating in this masterclass, congratulations, you've now learned some tips and techniques you can use right away. You have that pain relief guidebook that I shared with you here that is available. You can download that and use that along with your tracking sheet and track your progress. I do appreciate everybody watching, and I look forward to meeting more of you. And if this looks familiar to you, you may have seen some of these tips that I've shared on my weekly Holistic Living show, and that does take place in I do broadcast that to YouTube as well as to Facebook. So you are welcome to join for the Holistic Living show and watch that live every week. There's a free session that I am offering. I do have a couple each month that are available. You're welcome to book those with me, and let's get introduced and see what other pain points I can help you with. And in the meantime, you have the guidebook that you can download right away. Thank you so much for watching. And be sure to get your guidebook and book your free session if you feel like that is being called to you. Thank you, everybody. Bye for now.